Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. We're starting here with a new PlayStation 5 Pro model revision that's rumored to launch with the Dualsense V3 controller. This is being reported by WCCF Tech. The rumored upcoming PS5 Pro revision is reportedly launching together with a new version of the DualSense controller, which will sport a highly requested feature, according to rumors circulating online. As reported by Polish publication PPE, the same source that correctly revealed Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 would be coming this year to PlayStation 5 ahead of the game's official announcement, the rumored PS5 Pro hardware revision will be 3% more power efficient than the current model. This information lines up with what reliable leaker Bill Bilkoon revealed last week regarding the rumored revision for Sony's current gen console. According to the report, the new PlayStation 5 Pro hardware revision won't be the only revised product launching before the end of the year. Reportedly, a new DualSense V3 controller will hit shelves this November, replacing every controller model available to date. This new controller will come with a removable battery, which is a great addition, and this will allow users to replace the battery of the controller if it fails, extending its life considerably over the older models. This controller will also reportedly be bundled with the new PS5 Pro hardware revision. So I don't think anybody really cares that much about the actual PS5 Pro hardware revision. I mean, sure, it is nice if you get the newer model in the future. It'll be 3% more power efficient, which, again, is nice, but I think really what people are interested in here is the DualSense V3 and the fact that you can apparently remove the battery or swap it for presumably, a battery that can last longer, right? So this is unexpected. I didn't think Sony would do something like this for the DualSense, at least this generation. And so if this report is true, I imagine we'll be hearing about it relatively soon. Again, this is supposed to happen in November, so I'll keep you guys updated. Moving on from that, we're talking about Ghost of Yotei being reported by WCCF Tech once again. They say the Ghost of Yotei Day 1 patch introduces plenty of improvements to the game, including ray tracing and performance improvements. As confirmed by IGN, the 1.006 patch will be live by the time the game officially launches on October 2nd, and it is a highly recommended download for those who are going to play the game with a retail copy, as it will introduce some critical improvements. Chief among them will be multiple improvements to environmental rendering performance, fixes for ray tracing mode to ensure lighting consistency and performance, and various performance improvements in missions with high character counts. The Ghost of Yotei Day 1 patch doesn't stop at improving just performance and stability. It is also packed with gameplay fixes, animation improvements, significant environment enhancements, and interface fixes. The full details can be found in the patch notes, but, this is like the bulk of what this patch is going to include. And so I just wanted to let you guys know about this because I know many of you are going to be playing Ghost of Yotei probably tonight, but certainly tomorrow. And so you want to make sure you download this Day 1 patch to get the best performance and ray tracing. But continuing to talk about Ghost of Yotei, I'm a little bit late to this, at least covering it in a video. But it says here, Sucker Punch's Ghost of Yotei is arguably the most exciting PS5 exclusive to release this year. With this being a Sony-published title, there is an expected quality, as games like Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered and Death Stranding 2 on the Beach have set a pretty high bar, especially in the visuals department. Luckily, it does not disappoint, as the upcoming game seems to be a solid showcase for the power of both the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. In a new video from Digital Foundry, they go through Ghost of Yotei's various graphics modes and test the performance of both the base PS5 and the Pro. The latter is a bit more intriguing, as some developers have had issues with implementing its machine learning upscaling technology, PSSR, sometimes offering an inferior experience to its less powerful counterpart. Understandably, this has led PS5 Pro players to criticize Sony. However, Sony published games typically take full advantage of the PS5's Pro enhanced hardware successfully, and Ghost of Yotei is the latest example of that notion. For PS5 Pro users, they can choose from 4 different graphics modes. There are only 3 for the base PS5, all of which seem to run as intended. And so the 4 graphics modes on the PS5 Pro are Quality, which targets 30 FPS at native 4K, It's slightly lower resolution on the base PS5 though, and features no ray tracing. Performance mode targets 60 FPS at 1440p on the Pro, closer to 1080p on the base PS5, no ray tracing. Then you have ray tracing mode, capped at 30 frames per second at around 1728p on the PS5 Pro, and closer to 1440p on the base PS5 with ray tracing. And finally, the PS5 Pro exclusive mode called Ray Tracing Pro. This targets 60 FPS at around 1080p with ray tracing. But the kicker here is that the Ray Tracing Pro mode takes advantage of PSSR, and it's implemented very well to the point where, if you listen to what Digital Foundry said, the actual visual quality of this Ray Tracing Pro mode matches that of the quality mode. So basically what you'll be getting in this Ray Tracing Pro mode is ray tracing at 60 FPS with a visual quality that looks like the actual 4K 30 FPS quality mode on Pro. So very impressive stuff here. I did watch this Digital Foundry video, and man, I don't know why, but everything that I saw in this Digital Foundry video looked significantly better visually and graphically than any of the marketing I've seen for Ghost of Yotei thus far. So there you go. I wanted to make sure to share this with you guys, but we're going to move on to the next topic, which is an update on the Silent Hill 1 remake. Bloober Team has announced that its remake of Silent Hill is now in the hands of one of its two main production teams, making it the main focus of the Polish developers' efforts alongside a second unannounced project. The update was shared at an investor discussion involving the CEO and vice president. In response to a question surrounding the studio's roadmap, management responded, quote, "We have two first-party production teams, one of which is working on Silent Hill 1, and the other has begun work on a second project. The second-party team is currently working on 5 projects." Clearly, still early in development at the time, Bloober Team confirmed it is remaking the original Silent Hill game on PS1 in a teaser video, simply featuring the name and its classic theme song. "We are currently working with Bloober Team on a remake of Silent Hill, which was released for PlayStation in 1999. This is what they said back in June. It's worth noting we did cover a rumor earlier this year that supposedly this Silent Hill 1 remake has already been in development for 3+ years now. So it may be further along than we think, but obviously take that with a grain of salt. But I just want to let you guys know that, yeah, Bloober Team has now moved on to Silent Hill 1 full-time, and considering how amazing the remake of Silent Hill 2 was, and, you know, Silent Hill 1 is an even older game, I can't wait to see what they do, man. So there you go. The next batch of topics actually has to do with Xbox, but, you know, I think it's worth covering here because, I mean, let's face it, even though Sony and Microsoft are not in direct competition, these decisions and, you know, what Microsoft is doing may end up having some type of impact on Sony or PlayStation. But I do know that some people who tune into the channel also have Xbox, or, you know, play on Xbox or subscribe to Game Pass, and so you might want to be aware of what's going on here. So the first one, and this may already be announced by the time this video goes live, because supposedly this announcement is happening today on October 1st. Apparently big changes are rumored to be on the horizon for Xbox Game Pass, including changes to PC Game Pass, a price increase for the Ultimate subscription, and cheaper ad-supported tiers. The rumors originated on the Reset Era forums from a moderator who claimed to have information from an unspecified source that has proved to be reliable in the past. The timing for all these changes is unclear, although some are reporting it's coming this year. The first big change will be the sunsetting of PC Game Pass, presumably leaving the Ultimate tier as the only way to access the Game Pass library on PC. The price of the Ultimate tier is reportedly increasing to $25 US, although the timing is uncertain, as the price increase could be delayed to 2026. It's also worth noting here that insider Shinobi reacted to this, and he very much made it clear that the price increase is actually going to be more. So it's going to be more expensive than $25 for Game Pass Ultimate. It seems like it may end up actually being $30 based on what he's saying. But it continues here saying Xbox Game Pass Core and Standard subscription tiers are reportedly not getting any major change. The two subscription tiers are rumored to be renamed to Game Pass Essential and Game Pass Premium, mirroring the naming for the PlayStation Plus subscription tiers, which sounds like a good marketing move. The biggest change to Xbox Game Pass, reportedly coming in 2026, however, is the addition of an ad-supported subscription tier. This tier, which could also be offered for free, will be time-based with forced ads. As there's no way to verify the information revealed in this report, we have to take these Game Pass changes with a grain of salt. But considering how the gaming market continues to change, and Microsoft has been making changes to their service in recent times, there's a solid chance this may end up happening. And to be honest, I do think that this is happening. I'm surprised it's taken this long. But yeah, man, I guess what I'll say here is, we saw what Microsoft did with the consoles. They increased the price of the consoles not once, but twice within a year. And not too long after the second price increase, they're now going to be increasing the price of Game Pass, consolidating it, and apparently adding an ad version, like a cheaper or free ad version. I mean, I was trying to let people know that Microsoft is very likely going to end up doing this because it's clear that Game Pass is stagnant. Subscriptions in gaming in general seem to have stagnated quite significantly. But more importantly, we heard, at random times throughout the past 2 years, reports that apparently like Game Pass is just not really working out for Microsoft. Like, it's not growing in the way that they need it to. It's not making the type of money they need it to. They're struggling to justify, dropping all these games day one with the pricing being what it is. And, it just seemed pretty clear to me that the good deal, so to speak, the best deal in gaming, as people call it, is going to come to an end. It just simply wasn't sustainable. Many people within the games industry try to warn users of that, don't get too comfortable with it. Don't get too used to it because it's just not sustainable for the long term. The idea is Microsoft wants to get you in the door with a good deal and then make more money off of you as time goes on through different price increases and changes and stuff like that. And that's exactly what's happening here. So yeah, again, right now, as of the time of this recording, this is rumored, but apparently it's getting announced very soon. It could even be announced, like I said, by the time this video goes live. But it doesn't stop there, because apparently Xbox players are very upset with something else Microsoft announced. It says starting tomorrow, which would actually be today, October 1st, 2025, you will no longer be able to redeem Microsoft rewards points towards Xbox Game Pass subscriptions, which means today, September 30th, is the last day you'll be able to redeem it. So what they're saying here is kind of irrelevant because it's October 1st now. But the news was first spotted by Wario64, who shared the statement from Microsoft announcing that you'll no longer be able to redeem Microsoft points for Xbox Game Pass. That said, there's still a way to get Xbox Game Pass through redeeming Microsoft rewards points. You'll have to use your rewards points towards redeeming an Xbox gift card. As Wario64 points out, this means if you want to use your points to get even just 1 month of Game Pass, you'll need 6,000 more points than you would have if you could still redeem them directly for a Game Pass subscription. It's the latest change to the rewards system and one that hasn't been met with favor from those who actively use the system. If you do a quick scroll through the Xbox Reddit page regarding the news, it shows users not very happy, and they're not, they're pretty much, very upset about this, which is understandable. And it's interesting to see this because I actually know people where this is how they get their Game Pass subscriptions. And, I think all of this is to just kind of, it should make it abundantly clear by now that, the days of Microsoft giving the good deals and kind of just letting people take advantage of the $1 deals or the rewards points redemptions, they want to start making money. I've tried to tell people this is going to happen. It's, they're not in a sustainable position with the way they're operating their business. They're going to want to start making money, a lot more money. And now, they're not hiding that fact anymore, seemingly. So there you go. Yeah, it just kind of sucks overall. So wanted to give you guys an update on the Xbox situation. And oh, by the way, there's one other thing here that I almost forgot to mention. Apparently, Costco, which is a major retailer, one of the biggest retailers in the world, they recently confirmed that they're no longer going to be selling Xbox products of any kind. Not sure what's going on there, but yeah, things are looking kind of spooky, to be honest, for the Xbox side of things. I don't know exactly how it's going to end, but it just seems clear that Microsoft is done trying to win people over. They're just like, look, we want to make money too. right? So there you go, guys. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.